All right. Hello once again, and we're going to be talking about copywriting and, in particular, the creative aspect of copywriting here in this video and this outline. As you can see, this will be the first part of two. And, of course, these conversations are based on your textbook, Advertising Age, The Principles of Advertising and Marketing Communication at Work, Thorson and Duffy, Cengage Publishing. So, this bud's for you. I bet you have seen that commercial or a commercial in that series of commercials at some point in the past, and you're certainly familiar with that slogan. And it is considered a nearly perfect advertising campaign. Let's look at one of the this bud's for you early commercials.
From the heart, for the skill that sets you apart, for the sweat and for the drive, for the reason you strive for all you do. This bud's for you, for the hope and for the pride, for that fire inside.
For all you do, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
Okay, so this bud's for you, one of the most famous advertising campaigns that we have seen. Budweiser was actually responding to a Miller campaign, Miller Brewing campaign, called Miller Time. Let's look at one of those commercials.
Sometimes it seems the whole world is burning, and you don't think it'll ever go out. But sooner or later the fire does die, and it isn't the water and axes that do it. It's you and a handful of tired men. Now comes Miller Time. Time to finally head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, Miller stands clear. Well, you've got some time, we've got beer. Miller.
Okay, so that was the campaign that Budweiser was trying to react to and compete with. Your textbook says this bud's for you is a classic example of not just countering, but actually one-upping the excellent battle plan of a tough competitor. And it is an example of a big idea. We're going to be talking about that phrase, a big idea, in this outline quite a bit. Advertising great David Ogilvy, and we talked about David Ogilvy a few weeks back when we were looking at the history of advertising. I think we saw a clip with him, and had his own advertising agency in New York. And David Ogilvy says, a big idea has 5 parts. Did it make me gasp when I saw it? Do I wish I had thought of it myself? How many times have you said that? Wish I'd thought of that myself. Is it unique? Does it fit the strategy to perfection? And we're going to be talking a lot here about strategy. And could it be used for 30 years? Is it so good and so solid that it could be used basically for a generation? So those would be David Ogilvy's criteria for something called a big idea in advertising. Creative strategy involves making hard choices. Some of those choices are these, and some of the questions that you will ask in developing a strategy are, what will appeal to the target audience? And we always talk about audience and everything we do in media. We have to have an audience in mind, have a particular audience in mind. Who are the people we are trying to reach, and what do they want? What will they respond to? What persuasive message could I use? Is my idea edgy and appealing, or tasteless and crude? And sometimes there's a relatively fine line between those. Can I cut through the clutter with my big idea, or will people be so distracted, maybe even entertained, that they won't know what they're supposed to buy? And I guess I feel confident that you have seen commercials at one time or another where you found the commercial itself entertaining, but you don't know what it was selling, couldn't remember what it was selling, and that is not the point of advertising, of course. The strategic thinking is summarized in a document called the Creative Brief, which would be developed before any advertising, any commercials are produced. The Creative Brief recaps what we know about the product, the competition, so think about Budweiser versus Miller, the target customers, the customer's motivations, what makes them tick, and key insights that can inspire the creative copywriter. So we try to give this information to the copywriter, and then we hope that that person is able to come up with something imaginative that will satisfy all of these considerations. Research versus creativity. Many people imagine that research and creativity are incompatible because one is science and one is art. There are creative people who resent research, and research can be overemphasized. Your textbook makes that point. The authors believe, however, that creativity for the sake of creativity doesn't work in advertising. Creativity should be applied to the advertising campaign, the commercial, to achieve the objective. And the objective, of course, is ultimately to sell the product or service. The best creative people understand that research helps them get into the heads of the people that they're trying to influence. And advertising is all about influence. An example is given of persuading your friends, whatever it might be. You're trying to persuade them to go to a particular restaurant or a movie or what have you. And if you know what they like and you know somewhat what makes them tick, or if you know very much what makes them tick, then you can do a better job of persuading them. So it's similar in developing an advertising campaign. You may not be able to quantify creativity, but you can quantify results. Quantify meaning to basically to put numbers to something, to show that something was either successful or not successful. So you really can't quantify creativity. It's always in the eye of the beholder and subject to opinion, but you can quantify results. So strategy, not just a list of facts about the product or the customer, but it's what we do with those facts. Strategy offers fact-based insights. Insights being realizations, ideas that come about because of the facts that we have assembled, and then from those facts we can develop a strategy. We're going to talk a bit about Walmart, which is a company I know everyone is familiar with. Walmart has always based its marketing, of course, on offering the lowest prices. One Walmart campaign which was emphasizing that idea, lower prices, was called Sam's Dream. Of course, Sam referring to Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. It was not considered a very successful strategy. So here's a commercial from the Sam's Dream campaign.
It all began with a big dream in a small town. Sam Walton's dream.
Treat the customers like they're your family.
You treat customers with respect.
Go above and beyond. A smile and a hello doesn't cost anything.
It's been said that when Walmart comes to town, it's like getting a nice pay raise.
Because our low prices save the average working family $2,300 a year.
Which buys a lot of things and a whole bunch of freedom. But Sam Walton's vision and our commitment today is much bigger than that. Last year alone, Walmart created tens of thousands of new American jobs, many in areas where they're needed most. And we offer eligible associates health insurance for less than $1 a day.
Well, one thing that Sam believed in was that you should give back to the communities.
And this year, once again, neighborhood Walmart stores will be one of the largest corporate contributors to local charities in America.
Savings to customers,
Commitment to the community.
opportunities for associates, those are the values that guide us.
Sam's Dream, your neighborhood Walmart.
All right, so it was pointed out in the textbook that this looks a lot like a political commercial, and it is very much put together the way political advertising is. It does get at the issue of saving money, but it doesn't focus specifically on saving money and the things that you can do with the money that you have saved. So another Walmart campaign, a more recent campaign, was Save Money, Live Better. And you probably have heard that slogan from Walmart. Save money, live better. It is considered a better strategy because it does a better job of speaking to the benefits of shopping at Walmart. It speaks more directly to the consumer, the customer, and the customer's own personal interest.
You ready? Let's do this.
Listen up, families. Summer has arrived. It's time to have some fun. Let's go!
Well done.
Summer's here. Make the outdoors even greater with everything you need to get the most out of summer. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Okay, so that is speaking more directly to the customer. And it's less about the great Sam Walton and more about the individual customer and some of the things that you can afford to buy and the life that you can enjoy as a result of saving money at Walmart. So that's considered, a better strategy in terms of the outcome of the campaign. Features and benefits. The selling idea should be rooted in the benefits of what the product or service offers. So that commercial we just saw from Walmart speaks more specifically to the benefits that someone gains from shopping at Walmart. You saw all the things that they were able to buy and the fun that they were able to have. Ads don't work without benefits. So we are always selling to the viewer, the customer, potential customer, what are the benefits? What am I going to gain? In other words, selfishly, what's in it for me? Because that is the way that the average viewer of a commercial will look at it. The example is given of something fairly generic, red rubber boots. Okay? Now, so red rubber boots will have benefits. The benefits may be very functional. For example, dry feet, comfort, or safety, and those are the more obvious things, or they can be emotional. And it's hard to imagine red rubber boots being fashionable, but who knows? It could have to do with fashion, could be endorsed by a celebrity, so there may be some emotional benefit that can be attributed to the product, either instead of or in addition to the functional benefits. But the ads must have benefits, must tell the viewer or listener or what have you what the benefits are, what's in it for me, the customer. All right, we'll end this conversation, at least this part of the conversation here, and we'll pick it up again next time. Thanks.